Bien, aquí estamos.
Ah, Tungdil, what is it?
The High King and his advisor don't know where I come from either. But they only want to use me to delay Gandagar's coronation and ultimately prevent war with the elves.
Whatever happens, we will stand by your side, Scholar.
You're not sure whether the moral support of your friends will be much use in a contest with Gandagar, but it feels good not having to go through the whole thing on your own.
I think I'll continue to look around.
Don't get lost. And tonight, we will finally drink a lovely dark ale in the glowing anvil.
A ver, hay unas escaleras. No puedo coger.
You are looking forward to the first proper bed for weeks. You undress and lie down. Before you know it, your eyes close and you fall asleep. When your new armor is brought to you the next morning, you can hardly believe your eyes. However, as a smith, you can't stand the fact that you haven't contributed anything to it, and decide to add some inlays.
Even one who wears the armor of a prince can still be a farrier underneath it, don't you think, Tungdil Bolafar?
Cojones.
Just like a snake in elegant clothing is still a snake.
Ignoring your question, Bisleypur eyes you very exactly before he speaks.
So, you want to be one of our kingdom? A foundling brought up by a wizard? One wouldn't think it possible. And I don't think it possible either. There is no proof of your origin, and Gandagar's the council on his side. Why don't you spare yourself the disgrace and just not turn up in front of the council? Put your scheme to bed, and we will take you into our kingdom. We will give you everything you need your whole life long. In exchange, you support Gandagar instead of challenging him.
Proof? Oh, you mean like your letter that has been found after 1,000 cycles and makes the elves responsible for the fall of the Fiflings?
It is no secret that the elves are deceitful. And what could possibly be more suited to get one over on us than letting the perished land in and presenting us as the scapegoat?
The elves have been displaced by the perished land and are now almost eradicated.
I said they are deceitful, not wise.
Children of the Smith cannot be silenced.
You are a dwarf, I confess, but no fourthling can remember a dwarf child ever going missing.
And you know thousands of the fourthlings personally, and know exactly where they live in the mountains, what they're planning, or what small tragedies take place in their lives?
You have a sense that all the long evenings in the library and debating with Lot Yonan weren't for nothing, as Bislipper struggles for a reply, then lets it go.
And what if I don't withdraw my candidacy?
You wish to stand against your own king? A stray dwarf offending a deserving leader such as Gandagar through his claim? No one in the Brown Range will like that. Prepare yourself for life as an outsider among the fourthlings.
You have had enough of this dwarf. He makes you feel uneasy, or worse still.
Get out!
A humanized bastard will not issue me orders. Know your place, false dwarf.
Some of the gold has left a coin-sized mark on the back of your hand. It hurts, but you like the idea that a bit of the metal you love is now part of you. The armor has been made by a master. Over the chainmail is steel plate, alloyed with gold in many places, which certainly appeals to you. There are also several decorative elements made of stone to honor its origin in the kingdom of the best stonemasons. You had just finished setting the last inlay, the seal of Lot Yonan, who brought you up and is gone, when Bislipper interrupted you.
El discurso porque yo no sé qué coño va a haber que decir.
That is why I, too, lodge a claim to the throne, and why I think I am the more capable heir.
Thank you for your speech, Tundil Bolafar. The Council may now ask questions.
Ah, que ya está. Responde a Bislipur, responde el segundo, responde el cuarto. Uf.
Bislipper?
Nothing you say will convince anyone here. You didn't grow up amongst us, and no one knows if you really are a fourthling. I do not believe there has ever been a more unworthy heir to the throne of the High King. You are just wasting our time.
Como forastero traigo nuevas ideas y un soplo de aire fresco. ¿No deberían contar más las hazañas de un enano que su genealogía? No sabía que aquí hablaras por todos. Como forastero traigo nuevas ideas. Eso no sé si es bueno. Pues ya me van a ver como un forastero. Y un soplo de aire fresco. Voy a encontrar más hazañas de un enano. Bueno, pero claro, hazañas tienen más. No sabía que aquí hablaras por todos. No, me está ahí es porque está hablando por los demás. No creciste entre nosotros y nadie sabe si eres un cuarto.
A new perspective is sure to be good for the dwarves. As an outsider, I will be a breath of fresh air and bring new ideas.
Might be true.
We don't need to be told this by some spring chicken. We know ourselves what's best.
Fresh air? Close the window. There's no reason to change anything.
Sabía yo que era mala. Ay, sabía yo que esa era enhorabuena y es que soy gilipollas, coño.
Yes, the dwarf from the Secondling Kingdom over there.
You say that a war against the elves would be madness. But how can such a young dwarf as you judge that? You've hardly seen anything of the world, has he?
Si atacamos a los elfos, no seremos mejores que los elfos. Es nuestro deber cuidar de la tierra protegida, incluyendo los elfos. Perderíamos en una guerra contra los elfos. Esta no. No seremos mejores que los elfos.
It is true. There is much that I only know from books. But it is written that it is our duty to defend and protect Girdlegard, and that includes the elves. And don't the elves have the same enemy as we do? They could stand by us in battle. Why should we play into the hands of the enemy by attacking them, rather than working against the enemy together?
That is true.
He's right. The words of a clever warrior.
But the pointy ears hate us, and we hate them too.
What is it they say again? My enemy's enemy is my friend.
Esa la respondió bien.
Yes? Your question?
Just so I get this right, you want to forge a weapon that is described in a book of fairy tales from the perished land to kill a demon that none of us has ever seen?
I have most definitely seen it. Goimgar, Yellow Belly, Shimmerbeard.
La realidad es que nuestros problemas no se solucionarán solos. Los enanos debemos actuar. No es mala. Andokai, la maga, tradujo el texto y cree que podríamos ser capaces de matar a este demonio. No puedo probar que esta sea la solución, pero es nuestra única opción. Andokai, la maga, tradujo el texto y cree que podríamos ser capaces de matar a este demonio. Yo diría la primera, pero es que nuestros problemas no se solucionan. Pero también te digo que obligar a un enano no es buena idea. Claro que la primera tampoco está dando ningún argumento. Nuestros planes no se solucionan solos, debemos actuar. La maga tradució esto y cree que es más inteligente la segunda, pero claro.
The Maga Andokai the Tempestuous translated the text, and she thinks we could kill the demon with Keenfire.
So, now we're going to listen to Magi? Are we to risk our lives in the hope that she translated this text correctly and isn't just following her own agenda? I thought it was the Magi's fault that we're in this mess in the first place.
I don't know if you can say that, per se.
Didn't this Tungil grow up with a Magus too?
Right? You can't trust the Magi.
It is their fault that the barrier fell.
Nah, mala.
I don't trust them.
I have heard enough. The Council has heard the words of both candidates and must now make its decision. Those of you who wish to see Tungdil Bolafar, the returning son from the Fourthling Kingdom, as my successor, raise your axe. And those who wish to see Gandagar Silverbeard from the Silverbeards, the king of the Fourthlings, as my successor. The result is clear. Gandagar has received more votes.
Very good.
Excellent.
Here's to Gandagar! Long live our new High King!
However, the result was not unanimous, and as acting High King, I avail myself of my right to demand a contest between the aspirants.
What is this?
But he won the ballot.
It's the rules. The High King has the right to do so.
Respect! He is still the High King.
Silence!
You have heard the High King's command. Write down your challenge for the aspirants. Are you ready? The one that masters this task first will become the High King. It is an expedition. The trial is to lead a group to forge the axe Keenfire in the Grey Range, which can then be used to fight against the Magus Nod-On.
Ah. An expedition into the perished land?
Ha ha! Brilliant!
You can't be serious.
That's what I call a worthy challenge, don't you think?
I call it luck, Scholar. Of all the challenges, Bislapur draws this one.
Yes. Luck.
Hacer lo que sabemos hacer.
But, my king, don't demand this of me. Why me, of all people?
You are one of my best gem cutters, and I promise to support him. It should be a fair contest. Or should I break my word just because of you?
But...
You will go, Goimgar Shimmerbeard. Do not put us to shame. Follow Tungdil's instructions. Go! And come back in good health.
And with that, our group is complete.
Who have you chosen as Mason?
Good day, gentlemen.
Bavragar? The old drunkard?
Old drunkard? He assured me he's the best stonemason here. The High King himself sent him.
Well, I said I was precisely the stonemason you need. I didn't exactly say I was sent by the High King.
You let yourself be tricked by a drunkard.
I don't want him with us.
Rest assured, Boindil, I too could imagine better company. But Tungdil gave me his word.
Yes, I gave you my word. And as long as you are capable of doing the stonework needed for Keenfire, you are welcome. Girdleguard is at stake here.
I wish you no ill fortune, Tungdil. But also, no good fortune. The throne belongs to me. And through my victory, Vracus will show the clans.
The task is clear to the contenders? The first to forge Keenfire and bring it back here has proven his abilities and will be our new High King to lead us in battle against Nod-On.
It will take months to complete the task. The journey to the Fiflings alone is a long and dangerous business.
Dangerous, yes, but not necessarily long. Do you know the old tunnel system that connects the Dwarven kingdoms?
Tunnels are all well and good, but why should we get there so much quicker under the ground than over it?
A knowing smile plays on the mouth of the advisor.
Well...
Toma por culo. Nos vamos con...
Pretty impressive what our forefathers achieved here, isn't it?
The kingdoms all work together. If we do the same, nothing is impossible.
Here, here.
Te has empeñado en venir con nosotros. Perdón por la pregunta, pero ¿qué pasó entre Boindil y tú? Debías dejar de beber tanto. Un día de estos se acabó.
I still don't understand why you tricked me and why you were so set on coming with us.
I have been the Master of Stone for more than 200 sun cycles. My work is admired all over Girdlegard. There has never been a better secondling mason than me. But today, I don't want to be remembered as a drunkard with the chisel trembling in my hand, but as Bavragor Amethyst, undefeated Master of Stone, who brought keen fire to life. One last masterpiece.
I hope you understand me asking, but there seems to be bad blood between you and Boindil.
There's nothing that will endanger our mission. We've just always hated each other.
There's more behind it than commonplace hatred.
Bavragor doesn't react. His gaze is directed towards events that took place a long time ago.
You really should rein in your drinking. We need you in good shape.
There are some who say I'm only the master of beer and not the master of stone anymore. But don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I can't forget, no matter how much I drink. I wonder why we haven't seen any sign of Gandagar recently. Perhaps they took a wrong turn somewhere. I'm sure we'll reach the Fifthling Kingdom before them.
We're not on the way to the Fifthlings. We are on the way to the Firstlings. We're probably already under the land of the Custodian.
The Firstlings? Why?
The Firstlings have been the best smiths in Girdlegard since the Fifthlings were wiped out. Only they can alloy Tionium and Palladium, which are actually mutually repellent. Anyway, we could use all the help we can get in the battle against Nodon, and... Damn. Goimgar.
It burns!
We won't get further this way, Scholar. What now?
It's all your fault, you imposter. I was nearly killed, and for what?
It is good that you are still alive. We need you for our mission.
So you can steal a throne that doesn't belong to you?
Hatred glints in the gem cutter's eyes, and for a moment, you think he's going to attack you with the courage of desperation.
I'm not interested in the title of High King. I am trying to save Girdlegard. Even if you don't believe anything else, you must believe this.
I don't have to believe anything. I am here against my will. My own thoughts are my only remaining right.
Enough! Gather up all the materials we can still save. If we manage to reach the Firstlings, we can get anything we're missing there. And it should be less than 200 miles to their stronghold.
After you have gathered together the materials, you begin to search for a way out. And after a sweaty climb, you reach a door adorned with runes. From here, you enter a large cave with a waterfall covering a sun-drenched opening. You walk through the waterfall one after another, and after the unintentional shower, you find yourselves in Wayan, near the enchanted realm of Oramira. You find yourselves on a plateau, and the river which falls as a waterfall here hides the entrance to the underground rail network. It then flows past a forest, behind which you can see a wall and tiled roofs. You check the map.
That must be Mithridania. We'll go through the forest to the city and see if we can refresh our supplies and buy some ponies.
Vale, a ver. Mithridania. Radio Colina. Campamento de orcos. Muro de las fortalezas del primero. Ahí es donde tengo que ir. Sí. El primer mapa era este, creo. Sí, que me metí aquí y bajé hasta aquí. Y ahora he ido por aquí abajo hasta aquí. Vale, vale, vale. Esta parte hasta aquí arriba. Ahora. Solo tengo esta misión. Y tengo este tío. Nivel 6. Y este nivel 8. Las heridas no reducen su salud. Siempre comienza el combate con un 80% de salud. Realiza un golpe anímico para atacar a varios enemigos. A un solo enemigo. Ya ni me acuerdo las... a la mitad durante unos instantes. ¿Esto por qué lo tengo? Está por debajo de 30. Salto, golpe y derribar a un tío. Este tenía el town, salto, lluvia de golpes. Y este que tiene, a nadie le gusta comer, así que atraerá a los enemigos automáticamente. Joder. Se esconde bajo su escudo durante un breve periodo de tiempo y recibe un daño mínimo. Me viste con el escudo con la cara de un enemigo de arriba. Eso es lo mismo que tengo yo, ¿no? Sí. Y lanza un puñado de piedras de cristal y de esta manera puede atraer a los atacantes a cualquier lugar que desee. 3100 de vida. Una poquita son estos dos. No sé, este parece muy town, pero... parece mejor en realidad. Vamos a probar primero con eso. ¿Qué objetos tengo? Este con este, este con este. Salud. Dos caminos. Entonces al río o...
Boindale strikes up song during your hike. A short while later, Bavrigor joins in. But rather than actually singing along, he tries to outdo Boindale with his own songs. When he finally strikes up a love song, Boindale becomes absolutely livid. You take the stonemason to one side and ask him if he's doing it on purpose.
Of course I'm doing it on purpose. I'm gonna make him suffer the whole journey.
Can't go on like this. We can't fight amongst ourselves and save Girdlegard.
You take a short break before you dare breach the roots of the problem.
It's to do with a woman, right?
Not in the way you might think. Smeralda was my sister. A young thing of only 40 cycles.
Bavrigor takes a large swig of his liquor before he continues.
She was almost as belligerent as Boindle, and she got it into her blockhead to stand by him in battle. A bad decision.
You can see the pain he is suffering in his eyes. You place a hand on his shoulder and put him under no pressure to carry on. The constant bickering between Boindale and Bavrigor distracts you. Goimgar hears the clanking of armor first.
Something's coming!
Before you know it, the orcs are charging towards you over a hillside.
Pensando que para un combate así Randor voy a buscar a este. Está a menos nivel. Llevo a todos los héroes, el otro feo.
What is it? Huh?
Están curados.
All right. Understood. Away you. Understood.
Tranquila ahí al fondo.
Yes?
Huh?
Yes?
What's up?
Huh?
What is it? What is it?
Don't take it personally.
Joder, la de peña me
Too easy. I mean, too much for you, was I? Vile creature. Huh? Huh? What's up?
Huh?
I didn't hit you very hard.
I can't do that yet.
Dale, coño, no va.
What is it? What is it?
Estamos loco, este va a hacer esta.
Let me get.
Huh? Kill.
Huh?
Está reventado,
Yes, vile creature. What's up?
Yes?
Just too easy.
Put up a fight.
And what now?
Huh? Yeah?
Too easy. Thunder! Give me a hand! Ow! Hey!
Separarse.
Huh?
What is it? Yes?
Yes?
And what now?
Aguanta, me cago en Dios.
Another one bites the dust. What is it?
What's up?
Huh?
Huh?
Bit too many over here.
I'll be ready soon. Give me a hand.
Está reventado también.
Too easy. Ow! Hey!
Huh?
And what now? Yes?
What's up?
Yes?
Huh? What is it?
Yeah?
Killed. Huh?
What is it? He hardly put up a fight.
Don't take it personally.
Huh?
What's up?
Huh?
Huh? Yes?
Yes?
And what now?
Ahora que llevar a este.
A bit too much for you, was I?
Estos putos arqueros me están jodiendo.
What's up? Vile creature.
Huh? Huh?
Don't take it personally.
Yes?
Yes?
Another one bites the dust.
What is it? What is it?
Hmm?
Huh? Huh? Yes? Please wait a moment.
Hostia.
I can't do that yet.
Who's next?
Joder, tío.
Vile creature.
Están jodiendo aquí,
A bit too much for you, was I?
Hay que volver para abajo.
What is it? Too easy! Huh?
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 I am bound up! I didn't hit
Give
you
me
very
a hand.
hard!
Huh?
Yes?
Hmm?
Huh?
What is it? What is it?
He hardly put up a fight. Huh?
And what now? Yes?
What's up?
Que mata a este hijo puta, coño.
Yes? Huh? Kill.
Huh?
No fue disparo, joder.
On my way!
Huh?
What is it? Yes?
What's up?
Huh? And again. Kill.
And what now? What is it?
Este tiene que seguir por acá.
Huh?
De todos modos, tengo que ir ahí a lo verde, ¿no? Sí, o sea, voy con...
Too much for you, was I?
Huh? Yes?
Understood.
What's up?
Huh?
And what now?
And again.
Oink, oink, little piggies!
Why not?
¿Dónde tengo que ir?
On my way! What is it? Yes, yes!
Disgusting.
Yes?
Kill. A bit too much for you, was I? What is it?
Yes? Vile creature.
Joder, vaya hostia.
What's up?
Huh?
And what now?
What is it? Kill.
Ow! Another one bites the dust. I didn't hit you very hard,
Was I?
Who's next?
A la mierda.
As good as you.
Fácil, joder.
That was refreshing. Hey, here comes some more. 3, 4, 5, 5 or 6.
5 or 6? Oh, phew. He means 5 or 600.
Goimgar turns white as a sheet.
That's too many. To the city. Come on.
Ah, bueno, que suben de nivel todos. ¿Y me han dado comida o qué? Joder. No me ha encantado este tío, la verdad. Vamos a probar el otro. Joder. Estaba yo mirando que ahora se puede quitar a este. Por alguna razón en la vida.
You flee towards Mifidania, with Goimgar out ahead. The orcs at his back seem to have mobilized unimagined powers in him, and he reaches the gate first, hammering manically against it. He says something and scurries through a small gateway that has been opened to him. Moments later, you also reach the gate.
Get in, quickly!
You push your way through the gate as the first orc arrows slam into the wood next to you.
Tengo que dar a dar golpe ahora justo. Me cago en Dios.
The other dwarf said we should bolt the gate behind him, but we could use all the help we can get when the orcs come.
That treacherous sissy, where is he?
Boendal and I will look for him. Boindeal and Bavragor, help the city guards in any way you can.
You were certain the two of them wouldn't be much help in the search for Goimgar. You only know of obelisks from books, and you didn't expect to see one here. The inscription seems to you to be of southern origin. You see some good horses and ponies in the stables. You decide to find out about prices as soon as you have found Goimgar. Weyen is well known for its love of the written word. Some of the scripts on offer are known to you from Lot Yonan's library. Weyen has many huge lakes, and is rich in a variety of fish and seafood. As the mountains of the Dwarves are far away from these large lakes, most of the fish are not part of their normal diet.
The fabulous Rodario.
Cometh, dear spectators, cometh and see! Let the Theatre Curiosum, with its star actor, the fabulous Rodario, the mysterious Nomora, and the genius Magister Technicus, Fergus, carry you off to another world. Now see and hear, dear spectators, the truth about Nudin the Knowledge Lusty, who disposed of the other Magi in a most horrifying way and plunged Girdlegard into disaster.
Girdlegard, it will be mine.
Lot Yonan?
Ah, y la gente se queda mirando. A tomar por culo. Y la gente ni me ayuda.
When you murdered Frala and the others.
To your horror, you realize that you can no longer talk. You feel a lump in your throat, and your eyes begin to burn, as images of the vaults and Cintharas appear in front of you.
I see that my first strike really hit you, groundling. Oh, how they screamed. If only you had been there to help them.
Before you know it, you are overcome with hatred for those who destroyed your home and killed your loved ones.
By Vracus, I'm going to kill you!
You might try to. And I will take great pleasure in your attempt. Who shall I pick out next, Who amongst your traveling companions means the most to you?
You don't want to take part in the Alf's game, and keep your lips tightly sealed, while you consider your means of escape.
This way!
Was that an elf?
If we're quick, we'll get that long ear yet!
Alarm! Alarm! The orcs are attacking!
Come, we must defend the walls!
Destruye todas las escaleras. Los orcos.
Yes?
What do you want me to do? Huh?
Yes, yes!
Huh?
What is it?
Yes? And that will be safe, will it?
And again. And what now?
Yes?
Huh?
I got one!
Kill! Don't rush me!
What do you want me to do?
What is it?
Acá que no hay escaleras. Me cago en San Dios y se ha caído encima el tonto pollas este.
Of course! What is it?
Is it something bad?
Yeah! Huh?
No hay más escaleras, no, solo hay por ahí.
Huh?
¿Pero qué le pasa? Me han tirado.
On my way.
Yes?
What do you want me to do?
What is it?
Tío, muévete. Me cago en su puta madre.
Oink, oink, little piggies!
Yes?
Huh?
Yes?
And what now?
Tengo que romper esa escalera.
I got one!
Too easy! I didn't hit you very hard!
Is it finally over?
Matado, coño.
Pow! Another one
Mierda.
bites the dust!
What do you want me to do?
What is it?
Ha roto la escalera, falta una escalera.
Yes?
Yeah!
Too
You weren't
easy!
expecting that, were you?
Huh?
Yes?
And what
Estoy
now?
debajo de eso.
He hardly put up a fight!
No, hay que tirar la puta escalera.
Yeah! Ow!
Vale.
Hey! Yes?
Is it something bad?
What is it?
Help! Help!
Yes?
Huh?
Estoy jodido,
What do you want me to do?
Vile creature! Huh?
Huh?
Yes?
Is it
And
something
what
else?
now? Huh?
What do you want me to do?
And again.
Tengo que pasar por el otro lado.
What is it?
Uh-huh.
Please wait a moment.
Is it something bad?
Damn it! How many more of them are there?
Oh, dear, weren't expecting that.
Your horses over here!
And what now?
Yes?
Huh? Who's next?
I got one.
Oh, he didn't hit you very hard!
Oh, you weren't expecting that, were you?
What is it?
Tócate ahí que te mata.
Yes?
What do you want me to do?
Huh?
Uh-huh.
What is it? Who's next?
And he hardly put up a fight. Very good. We're able to stop them.
Simple as. You wish it weren't so. But it is clear to you now that the city can no longer be saved.
To the side gate. It's our only chance.
Puto sitio bueno que podía alcanzar. A la puerta lateral. Ahí abajo.
Huh?
Yes?
Ahora es que estamos jodidos.
Yes?
Is it something bad?
Another one? What is it?
Yes?
What is it?
What do you want me to do?
Ah!
Uh-huh.
Too easy! Yes?
Yes?
¿Qué te falta abajo?
What is it? What is it?
No te caigas, coño.
Is it something bad?
Huh?
Uh-huh.
I got one!
Damn it! How many more of them are there?
Oh, you weren't expecting that, were you?
Who's next?
Yes?
What is it, creature?
What do you want me to do?
No debe haber ningún enemigo cerca de la salida.
Point deal! I could do you because it's over here!
To perish!
Huh? Huh?
Is it something bad?
What is it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah!
Fuera, hombre.
It's locked. We have to open it somehow.
Perhaps we can be of service, gentlemen.
Step aside.
Are you thieves?
Certainly not. We are artists. People with extraordinary talents. Say, friends, as you clearly mean to leave Mifadania too, would you have anything against us joining you?
The fabulous Rodario.
Oh, an admirer of my skills? Who would have thought it? I am indeed the one and only fabulous Rodario. This worthy gentleman here is Fergus, the best Magister Technicus since human thought. And last but not least, the enchanting whose beauty makes the mayor's roses wither in envy. Perhaps we should discuss the rest when we are out of this mess.
We have a long and dangerous journey ahead of us. I don't think you really want to join us.
An epic and dangerous journey? That sounds like an adventure. And anyway, I have already seen that you know how to handle those weapons of yours. In these dangerous times, a big travel group offers the best protection, don't you think?
I don't know,
The orcs are still surging through the gate and over the wall. You decide that this isn't the right time for discussions.
All right then, let's go.
Let's get out of here. We'll be safe with the firstlings.
The firstlings. The splendor of their halls is said to be unrivaled. And I have heard they have fascinating contraptions, Fergus, that are almost reminiscent of magic.
It's open, let's go.
Joder, no hemos podido ni comprar comida, coño. Me cago en todo, tío. No tenía que haber mirado alrededor primero. Ni ponis ni hostias. No, toma por culo. 8 personas ya. Ah, no, 9. Son 3. No, sí, 8. Nivel 7. La fuerza de las acciones y ataques de Boindal aumenta significativamente durante unos instantes. ¿Y qué? ¿No la puedo bajar? Cojones. Comidas. Marfil finalmente tallada, muy valiosa. Muy valiosa, no es 125. A tomar por culo. Lo que me ha caído aquí de gente. Bueno, este tío fuera, pero literal. Porque es más malo que una mierda. Tengo nivel 7, 3 tíos. Joder. Rodario. Finge su muerte cuando recibe demasiado daño. Los enemigos no lo dejan en paz y vuelve a levantarse. Rodario golpea a una hoja oculta. No descubre su tapadera cuando está disfrazado. No descubre su tapadera cuando está disfrazado. Dispara una llamarada desde un dispositivo de la muñeca. Se disfraza como un enemigo y nadie lo percata hasta que ataca abiertamente a un enemigo. Un rogue aquí. Luego tenemos a esta tía. Es tan rápida que puede esquivar todos los segundos golpes. Se mueve por una zona del campo de batalla rápidamente sin ser detectada. Ataca a un enemigo con ataques rápidos hasta que está muerto o ha recibido 10 golpes. Botarruga y este que tiene 1000 movidas. Consigue 2 puntos de acción en lugar de 1 por cada muerte. Dispara un dardo que causa una gran cantidad de daño con un transcurso de tiempo a un solo objetivo. 2000. un sonido estridente y una frecuencia que solo pueden oír los orcos y los perros. Los orcos cercanos entran en pánico. Joder. Dispara una flecha a las rodillas de un enemigo y lo derriba. Este tío está de puta madre. Fulgar dispara un dardo que explota cuando alcanza el objetivo. Es probable que incendie el objetivo. Está de putísima madre. Un dardo que quita muchísimo. Derribar a un tío. Incendiar a un tío. Incendiar, casi creo que es esto. Hasta al final es daño sin más. Bueno, este tío que la vamos a la calle. Como esto. No sé si quitar alguno de estos. Este ni de coña. Esto no lo quito. Esto o la movilidad. Es que la movilidad también es buena. Vamos a probar eso. Esto está bien, pero... Bueno, es que no voy a meter dos robes. Un tanque yo, ese... Vamos a probar ese momento. Aunque este también tiene que estar bien. Llamarada. 1500. De 150. No descubres su tapadero cuando estoy disfrazado. O sea, si vas disfrazado y metes esto, sigo disfrazado. Porque matarías a uno cada 14 segundos. Pues ahora qué. Para arriba y para abajo. Yo iría para arriba. Además aquí hay orcas, ¿no? Y podríamos matar. Y aquí hay algo. Y aquí no hay nada. ¿Esto qué es? Mira, voy para arriba.
In the evening, after your escape from Mithridania, you recover from your exertions around a campfire. Goimgar withdraws to a solitary corner. Bavragor devotes himself to his alcohol, and the twins get their smelly dwarf cheese out. Nemora and Fergus exchange hugs and kisses on the other side of the fire, while Rodario sits next to you.
Ah, a journey with real dwarves to the stronghold of the firstlings. I'm sure I can write that into my new piece.
Ya les llevamos un día de viaje, de ventaja a los orcos. ¿Cuál es el plan? Vuestras metamorfosis son impresionantes. Nunca he visto nada igual. ¿Has oído hablar de los primeros? ¿Conoces el camino de su fortaleza? Debemos acampar esta noche. Este tío no será... No debería.
I must congratulate you on your skills. Find it hard to believe that it's not achieved by magic.
Aha, thank you, but I assure you it has nothing to do with magic. Just alchemy and accomplished acting. We leave the sorcery to the Magi.
Don't mention them. There's no love lost on Andakai and her walking iron tower.
You've met Andakai the Tempestuous? That is unbelievable. How was she?
She ran away to the Outer Lands. A damn disgrace.
Ella tenía sus motivos y al nos condujo por este camino. Ella ha traicionado a la tierra protegida y a su reino.
Adakai had her reasons to leave us. She had already fought against Nodon and was unsuccessful. Furthermore, we wouldn't be here without her, and she told us about Keenfire.
Andokai, the bringer of hope. I like that. I'll have to use that in my new piece.
True to his words, Rodario takes out his notebook and writes something down.
We're far enough away from Mifidania. Perhaps we should part ways tomorrow morning.
Rodario jumps up and begins to gesticulate ostentatiously.
I think you have underestimated us. Let me introduce myself and my colleagues once more. I am the Fabulous.
We don't have time to look after a pack of jesters.
Rodario seems offended for a moment, but then he grins, turns away from the group, and raises his right arm. A jet of flame shoots out of his sleeve. The dwarves are startled and amazed by the brief spectacle.
And what do you say now, critical Mr. Dwarf?
You're a Magus. I don't particularly like them either.
At the Curiosum, magic is my area of responsibility. There is a tube under his arm with a flint and a bag full of Lycopediella seeds. When he firmly presses the bag, the flint sprays sparks and the seeds shoot out. And there you have it. Magic fire.
Masterly work, Fergus.
The Magister Technicus shows his appreciation with a nod of his head.
If they all have tricks like this up their sleeves, well, they might not be such a burden after all, Tungdil.
How are you doing for provisions? We don't have enough.
We are happy to share what we have. It isn't very much, though. We had to leave most of it behind.
Food is sure to be a problem on our journey. Winter's only just beginning to leave Wayan, and people will be keeping a tight grip on the stocks they do have because of the orc attacks.
We have to be frugal and organize as much food as we can. It wouldn't be much of a heroic story if we starved on the way to the firstlings.
De camino a los primeros. Pero si no le he dicho que vamos a los primeros. Todavía no le he dado esta conversación. Vaya tela.
Do you know anything about the firstlings? If I recall the map correctly, we need to cross the first large mountains in the Red Range and then pass through Snowdale to East Ironhald Stronghold.
No one has seen the firstlings for hundreds of cycles, but there are many stories about them. Their craftsmanship is much vaunted, and there used to be trade via a narrow path that led into the mountains. But I don't think there is a man living now who has ever walked that road.
Our mission is to forge the legendary axe Keenfire and destroy the traitor Nodon. If you wish to accompany us through hunger, coldness, and danger, then do so. It's your decision.
How could we not partake in such a story? Just think what a wonderful play we could make of it.
If we survive. I was hoping to only resurface once we reach the Red Range. Instead, we have a long journey and a dangerous climb ahead of us.
There may be another way apart from the old trading route. A few years ago, an old man from the north told me of a place called Wackenstein. Apparently, there is an old path there, older than the dwarven tunnels themselves.
Legends and stories. There's too much uncertainty. Let's just see what the next few days bring.
Esta es Wakencia. Este es el camino que dice en vez de pasar por campamento de orcos. De momento ve a Anguilar. Vale. Ahora, por abajo, directamente, o pasamos por aquí y matamos a estos hijos de puta. Vida en sinesis. Yo iría por arriba, la verdad. Es que tenemos muy poca comida, ¿eh? Claro, entonces ir aquí y luego subir. Taberna, embarcadero, arroyo punzante. Vamos para arriba y arroyo punzante. Toma un poco. A por estos hijos de la gran puta. Me
The all
cago en
too
Dios.
familiar stench of tallow and grease reaches your nose. You know what this means.
Creía que se iban a cruzar aquello. Tío. Y tiene puesta la poción grande. Enemigos. Oye, ese tío está reventado. No ponía que... Tenía que haber puesto uno que no estuviera reventado. Joder.
Yes? Yes?
On my way!
As good as done! A victory for technology!
¿Qué coño es esto?
What is it? And again.
And what now?
Whoa.
Welcome to the future!
Kill. He hardly put up a fight.
¿Qué estás
I'm on my
haciendo,
way.
cabrón?
And again. Who's next? Huh? He hardly put up a fight.
What is it?
Vile creature.
Yes?
What is it?
And what now? How many is that now?
Huh? Yes. And again. Ah! Kill. Pow! Another
What is
one
it?
bites the dust.
What is it?
Huh? Huh? Huh?
Yes?
Yes? I didn't hit you very hard. On my way. As good as done. What is it?
And what now? What is it?
Huh? Huh?
Huh? Well?
Too easy.
Huh?
what now? What is it?
Yes?
Huh?
What is it?
Well?
And again. Who's next?
What is it? And what now?
What is it? Oink, oink, little piggies! I didn't hit you very hard.
Well?
Yes?
What is it?
Ow! Another one bites the dust.
How many is that now?
Ha ha!
Welcome to the future!
Yes?
A victory for technology!
Yes?
And what now? I'm on my way.
On my way! Oink, oink, little piggies!
What is it?
Huh?
What is it? I didn't hit you very hard.
All right.
Cago en Dios, hay arqueros, ¿eh?
Yes?
What is it? Oink, oink, little piggies! Another one bites the dust.
Vile creature!
How many is that now?
Too easy.
And again! Yeah! Others will take my place.
No te creo.
He hardly put up a fight.
¿En serio te han muerto por caerte de ahí?
Huh? Oink, oink, little piggies! I didn't hit you very hard.
Pero no te puedo creer, ¿no?
The dust.
Se ha caído y se ha muerto, en serio. Pero eran unos mierdas, ¿no?
What the hell were those things?
Goimgar carefully pokes one of the dead little creatures with his sword, as if he fears it'll jump up and attack him.
Have you never defended your past, Simmerbeard? Those are Bognalim. Small, ugly, stinking, cowardly. Sound like anyone you know?
Goimgar looks angrily at Boindil and is going to reply, but Namora speaks first.
They are like little orcs. They are even more primitive and make up for their physical weakness through their sheer numbers. They live in caves all around here.
While the others talk about Bognalim, you examine a decorated ox skull that the orcs had with them. It wasn't made by them, and somehow looks valuable. You pocket it.
Nivel 8. Aturde a los enemigos que estén en línea recta frente a Ogner. Prende el baje de su odre e incendia a los enemigos que se encuentren frente a él. Esto cada 2 segundos, 1200 de daño y aturde. Y esto cada 22 segundos. Es mejor esto, ¿no? No me jodas. Cada 2 segundos 1200. Hostia, eso me cuesta 4, pero... Me llama mal la atención esto, la verdad. En línea recta. Forma de abanico. Voy a coger esto en tiempo, 5 comidas de mierda, dinero y anillo. ¿Y dónde está la cabeza esa que he dicho? Pues yo la veo. Está bien este tío, ¿eh? Tiene unas buenas hostias. Pero bueno, hay que probar más cosas. Ah, que ahora no le puedo quitar. Ah, sí. Causa mucho más daño durante un tiempo. Hombre, esto a él no le va muy bien. El daño... Sí, mejor debería quitarle esto. 300. Cráneo de un buey adornado con símbolos satánicos. Vale, ahora aquí. Aquí.
You are walking past an inconspicuous copse as Namora suddenly stops on the spot.
Wait! We are not alone. Someone is watching us.
A trap?
No me jodas otra vez. Se acaba de salir de un combate, hijos de puta. Hay que jugar también con la vida de la gente. Esté herido, a lo mejor hay que dejarlo descansar.
Die, scum!
What are you doing? Why are you attacking us? We're dwarves too. We're on the same side.
I see honest dwarves here, but they are accompanied by scum. I will free you of it.
Oh, really? And what are you going to do on your own against 8?
You, come here.
What?
Brother, what are you doing?
Boindle, what's wrong? Come to your senses.
It's no use. They belong to me. Now die, scum.
¿Pero qué dices? ¿Qué cojones? Tengo que luchar con esto, pero cojones. Y este no le puedo usar. También me lo quito. El otro que uso. Poción grande. ¿Qué tiene puesto este? Este no tiene puesto nada. Estaría en lo de reducir el daño, curarse, puntos. Pero hostia, voy a tener que luchar contra ese. Vence a la enana.
Yeah?
Well?
Yes?
Hmm?
No sé cómo va esta puta mierda, tío. No puedo moverme, esto es absurdo. Pero si no puedo moverme. Pero si no funciona. Si no funciona nada de la tía esta. No entiendo nada, tío.
Yes, yes, so! What is I'm doing it? They're hitting me pretty hard! Alright. Going to do this, going to do that. I'm doing it as
I need some assistance!
Welcome to the future!
Ya lo ha ganado, ¿no? ¿Qué sentido ha tenido eso? No funcionaba la tía esa, que era malísima. La habilidad. A lo mejor lo que me ha tirado algo la otra.
No sooner does the unknown dwarf fall unconscious to the floor than her control over your comrades disappears. You fetter and gag her until you know more about her sinister powers.
That was, I hope I didn't hurt you, Scholar.
It was as if in a dream, but at the same time, it wasn't. I heard her voice in my head, and although I knew better, I only saw orcs attacking me. You were the enemy.
Boindil goes over to the shackled dwarf and kicks her gently with his boot.
This is never a child of the smith, even if she looks like one. Those gifts. By Vracus, there is something evil at work.
You kneel in front of the dwarf and press your axe against her throat.
My name is Tungdil. If I remove your gag, will you answer some questions?
The captive nods, and you pull the gag out of her mouth.
Geralda is my name. It would seem I underestimated you.
¿Qué tipo de poderes son estos? Nunca he oído hablar de ningún enano que pueda hacer nada parecido. ¿Qué quieres decir con escoria? ¿A qué reino perteneces? ¿Qué haces en...
You said something about scum when you attacked us. Has Namora done anything to harm you?
Not her, but her kind. Alpha.
She is a human. She only acts at being an elf in theatre.
In the theatre?
For the first time, Geralda looks at Namora without a hateful expression.
She must die.
Your powers, I've never heard of anything like it.
Neither have I. I haven't had them for long. When I try to remember, all I see is black mist, and I taste iron and mud, and there's an elf who...
Did the Alfar give you these powers?
When I try to remember, it hurts. Like needles sticking into my head. I am Gerelda Bloodstone. I was...
Where have you come from and what brings you to Weyhen?
I was on my way to the Free Folk. They are said to live in the middle of Girdlegard, without kingdoms or their laws.
The Free Folk? You mean dwarves?
Yes. Dwarves who have left their kingdoms, voluntarily or otherwise. Not everyone has a place in their kingdom.
You instinctively think of your own plight. You are not a secondling, and won't be welcome among the fourthlings since you placed obstacles in their king's path.
Don't believe this nonsense, scholar. The Free Folk are just a fairy tale that people tell themselves when they don't want to stick to the traditions. Just look what good it's done Geralda.
Geralda prepares to reply, but then she holds back.
Enough talk! She is dangerous, probably crazy. She attacked us, we should put an end to her.
It's what you call amnesia, memory loss, a tool often used in stage productions. We don't know what happened to her, and maybe she doesn't either. We can't just kill her.
La llevaremos con nosotros. La dejaremos ir. La llevamos.
She's too dangerous just to let go, so we'll take her with us. Remove the fetters.
You nip any objection in the bud and turn to Geralda.
Listen, I don't know what has happened to you, but we are dwarves and we shouldn't fight against one another. We could do with your help.
The female dwarf seems just as surprised by your decision as your companions.
Thank you. I would be happy to accompany you. I am Gerelda Bloodstone, of the Fourthling Kingdom. I'm sorry that I attacked you. It was a misunderstanding.
You realize that your decision doesn't please everyone. Boindil and Namora seem particularly upset. But they hold back, and you continue on your way, a slightly gloomy mood hanging over the group.
Nivel 10. Hostia. Otra más para el grupo. Otra que come. Boindil. Decapita enemigos con menos del 50% de la salud y causa una gran cantidad de daños a aquellos con más de 50. Muy bien, ¿no? 750 cada segundo. 800 cada 2 y cuesta menos. Gira en torno a sí mismo mientras se mueve. Causa daño a todos los enemigos que se crucen en su camino. Me prefiero esto. Decapita enemigos con menos de 50% de salud. Aquí. Está medio bugueado esto. Un kill y los héroes cercanos causan un 25% más de daño durante unos instantes. Consigue el doble de puntos de acción cuando acaba con los enemigos. Si es una pasiva, sí, pero si no... 25% más, 25% más de daño. Mucho. Consigue el doble de puntos de acción cuando acaba con los enemigos. No. Otra figurilla y... no sé, las cosas en negro. Día de comida. Otra figurilla. Nivel 10. Giralda. Si un enemigo le causa daño, ella controla su voluntad, solo sirve para un enemigo a la vez. Giralda dispara varios virotes de ballesta a los enemigos cercanos en una rápida sucesión. Giralda desaparece y vuelve a aparecer junto a un enemigo y le asiste una puñalada. Esto está de puta madre. Giralda dispara 3 virotes a un blanco en rápida sucesión y causa mucho daño. A un blanco, y este varias. Muy bien, pues nada. Pues voy a acercarme aquí a ver si puedo comprar algo. Arroyo pulsante.
Your path leads you to a small fishing village on the banks of Lake Ontario. The villagers are busy and don't pay you much attention, apart from a fisherman on a boat who nods at you before returning to his nets. You can just about make out a jetty on the other side of the lake.
A lo mejor sirve para pasar al otro lado, pero yo quería ir a la ciudad de ahí arriba.
Excuse me, my name is Tungdil. Can you ferry us across to the other side?
The fisherman looks across the lake to the jetty on the other side, before turning back to you.
Oh, you're polite. I like that. Samuel is my name. I'll ferry you across for 10 provisions or 20 gold, whichever you prefer.
Es que quiero ir a la esa de arriba, lo que pasa es que pilla un poco lejos, la verdad.
Not at the moment, thank you.
Oh, well, no skin off my nose. If you change your mind, you know where to find me.
Tres heridas.
You spend the night protected from the wind in a ruin, and are sitting around a campfire as the topic of your new companion's performance on the stage comes up.
Sleight of hand, speed, alchemy, and makeup can have an incredible effect. Namora transformed herself into an elf using the latter.
I also noticed your weapons, Namora. I've never seen such swords before.
Their names are Crescent and Sunbeam. I designed them myself. It took a long time until I found a smith who was able to make them.
She looks like a pointy ear too. Nature hasn't been kind to her.
For this absent-minded remark, Boindil receives evil looks from Namora and grins from the men.
Perhaps I really am an elf, and will bring you a nightmare in your sleep tonight. Don't be surprised if you wake up screaming.
For a moment, it seems as though she has merged with the darkness, but when you blink, everything is back to normal.
By the gods, isn't she magnificent in her role?
There is no denying what Rodario says.
Hay un rodeo de la hostia, pero bueno. Espero poder comprar algo aquí.
The group isn't overly friendly towards Giralda, and this evening she's sitting once again apart from the others. You ask yourself what you can do to break the ice when you see that she has a phial in her hand. The phial is wrapped around with silver wire and has a snap lock. The liquid in it is black. Giralda opens the lid and takes a big swig. As she puts down the bottle, a smile flits across her face, followed by a short expression of deep satisfaction. It is the first time that you have seen a positive emotion on the face of the somber dwarf.
Is that medicine?
No, it's... I don't know either. If I don't drink it, I have a longing for it. It gets stronger and stronger until I can't stand it anymore. When I drink it, the longing disappears, and I feel rested and strong.
And when the phial's empty?
I don't know. I don't know where I got the drink from, let alone what it is. But if I don't drink it, Frackers, give me strength. I think I would go crazy or die.
Geralda plays with the phial, lost in her thoughts, as if she were trying to remember where she saw it for the first time.
Ya no tengo comida. Tengo que ir aquí comida. Se supone que ahora ya no me curo, ¿no? 0 heridas. No, están todo bien.
The size of the fields and the farmsteads grow as you get closer to Valenciensis, the old border city in the north. The old city wall is much too small for the size of today's settlement. Everywhere little cottages, and even the odd magnificent estate, extend beyond the wall.
Valenciensis. This city is home to the Grand Archive. There are countless works from all over Girdlegard here. I wonder whether we'll be allowed to go in.
Joder, quiero comprar, coño, no ir al puto archivo.
You try to gain access to the city, but the guards on the wall are unyielding. The Orc armies in the south and the movement of the Perish land has prompted the city council to lock Valenciensis up. You try not to show your disappointment, but Boindil looks at you curiously.
Is a house full of dusty books really that important, Scholar? That's no place for a dwarf.
There are also books by dwarves and about dwarves in that archive. They've practically got everything that has ever been written. They've even got notes on the races of Girdlegard, singularities and oddities, by M.A. Het.
A book about dwarves? That really can't be any good at all.
You leave the impressive city of Valenciensis behind you and continue on your way.
¿En serio? O sea, ¿en serio voy a una puta ciudad y no puedo ni comprar, tronco? O sea, qué puta mierda de juego, hostias. Se ve una ciudad y nada, solo quiero ver el archivo. Ah, no, pues venga, me voy. No compro ni comida, ni descanso. De verdad, tronco, qué absurdo.
As on the previous evening, Bavragor sits apart from the others. But tonight, he waves you over.
Smeralda, my sister. You want to know what happened, right?
You nod and sit down.
She followed Boindil into battle. We tried to talk her out of it, but she was as unyielding as a mountain. Then came the day when the High Pass was attacked.
Bavragor drinks from his liquor.
He killed her. Blinded by the frenzy of battle, he thought she was one of the enemy. I can never forgive him. He killed my sister. Could you?
You inevitably remember the loss of Lot Yonan, Frala, and her children. You remain sitting in silence, each of you deep in thought. Boendal approaches, having either heard you or guessing what you are talking about.
His fierce life forge is a curse. He thought the orcs had robbed him of his love, and the ire came over him. Sometimes he calls her name in his dreams. Oh, he'd never admit it, but he suffers just like Bavragor. He too loved her.
The stonemason doesn't react, so you and Boendal go back to the others by the fire.
Bajamos aquí. Y a la taberna. Es que esta puta mierda te podía decir lo que es. No podía interrogar. Bueno, la taberna voy a ir sí o sí. O sea que abajo.
The familiar jetty is empty, but you can see Samuel on his boat, halfway between here and Polbrook, and you call him over.
So, we meet again. You want to get across to the other side, I presume? I'll ferry you across for 10 provisions or 20 gold.
Vete a tomar por culo, hombre.
Not at the moment, thank you.
Oh, well, no skin off mine, though.
A two-story tavern sits on the corner of a crossroads. The snow around the building has been cleared away, and a warm light is coming from inside. The sign above the door reads, Minstrel Castle.
Minstrel Castle? That sounds promising.
The old building has nothing in common with a castle. It seems rather nondescript. A simple tavern for simple people.
Finally! Time for ale! My throat is completely parched.
As much as I hate agreeing with you, I too can hardly wait.
You enter the tavern with Bavragor and Boindale in front. On first impression, the interior is as inconspicuous as the outside. But when you take a closer look, you spot a couple of paintings of minstrels in front of a castle, a small stage that, judging by the dust, is only very rarely used, and a lute hanging on the wall behind the bar. There are not very many guests on the ground floor, perhaps a dozen, and most of them belong to a group of mercenaries who have retreated into the far corner. You sit at a table, and after a while you are brought the ale that Boindale has ordered. You go to the bar where the landlady is working and sit on a stool. The landlady, a stout, middle-aged woman with long hair tied in a ponytail, looks up briefly but says nothing.
Say, why is the tavern called Minstrel Castle? It doesn't look much like a castle.
Oh, you don't know the legend, dwarf.
One of the guests next to you at the bar takes up your question.
There was a castle here once. No one knows its name anymore, so everyone just calls it Minstrel Castle. Once upon a time, a king lived in that castle. He had many subjects and an enchanting queen. But one day a young minstrel came along and sang of wonderful far-off lands, and the subjects began to complain about their own lives. So the king sent for the singer to hear for himself. He came and sang a wonderful love song, and the king began to be scared. He thought that the minstrel wanted to steal away his queen. Without flinching, he drew his sword and struck the boy down. His father heard of this. He was himself a singer, and so he went to the king and played a terrible song, a curse. The king was to vanish in silence, and no one was to remember his name.
And that's what happened. No one remembers the name of the king or his castle. Make of it what you will. The story's certainly well known enough in the area to give Arin its name.
Muy bien, muéstrame lo que tienes a la venta. Talismán de combate. Aumenta el daño de los ataques automáticos un 100%. Talismán de... Métete a saber qué. Cuando recibes daño hay una probabilidad de 50% de reducir el daño a 80. Este es mejor que el otro. El dinero de... No sé el dinero que tengo. Suma el daño agresivo de fuerza. Este es el que tengo ya, ¿no? Si de fuerza 100, 350, 200. ¿Esto cuánto vale? 75. 240. Tengo 2000. También de combate. También te lo compro. Y ahora vamos a venderte una concha brillante casi sin valor. La verdad que no necesito venderlo, pero bueno. Uno de estos te lo vendo. Uno de estos también. Una figurilla de marfil finamente tallada, muy valiosa. Mira, mira. Voy a comprar este se lo puede vender, este no vale para nada. Pasa que claro, y si se gastan, no debería. Elixir de protección. 1000 tengo solo.
You nod at the landlady as you slip off the bar stool, and she nods back. Bavragor and Boindil, who are absorbed in a drinking competition, have to be practically dragged out of the tavern. But in the end, you are able to continue your journey.
Vale, 120 de comida, 200. De daño y una probabilidad de 50% de reducir el daño 80. Joder, esto está más bugueado que una mierda. Que es la mejor que esta. Es simple. Ordenar un poquito esto. Talismán de combate mejor. Aumenta el daño de los ataques automáticos 100%. Mucho más daño. Grande y grande. Bueno, lo sabemos así porque no sabemos lo que vamos a usar. Aquí lo dejamos. Hay que ir aquí abajo. Hay algo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lo vemos. Y luego ir por arriba donde decía el tío. O por aquí que hay orcos. Casi prefiero ir abajo. Y no estaría mal pasar por Arroyo Colina tampoco. Habrá luego más comida si paso otra vez. Habría que mirar.
When you enter the pretty little village with its richly ornate houses and its temple to Palandial at its center, you can see an angry mob some distance away. The villagers are hassling a young woman, insulting her and pushing her to the ground.
Camino entra la multitud hasta la joven. Uno tira los aldeanos y observa qué ocurre.
You push your way through the crowd of people and stand in the way of the villagers.
What's going on here?
A man dressed in richly decorated vestments looks you up and down.
Palandial be with you, dwarf. It is none of your business, but this woman here is a thief. She and her henchmen have emptied the monastery's granary and were willing to abandon us to our fate.
That's a lie. We asked for help and these people turned us away. I came back to ask again.
Para pedírselas otra vez. Venga, hombre. Eso no tiene ningún sentido. ¿Qué pruebas tenéis de que esta mujer haya cometido un crimen? Cuéntanos lo que pasó.
Tell us what happened.
The villagers grumble, but the priest gives the woman a chance to defend herself.
My name is Tavia. I was forced to flee Tabayin with my family when the perished land began to spread. My husband, we had to leave him behind.
The horror in the woman's eyes gives you a good idea as to what became of her husband.
No one accepted us in the north. There are too many refugees and everyone is scared. Queen Wei has offered land in Weyen to anyone who will work hard for it. But what should we grow if no one will sell us grain? We offered a fair price, but Father Malin...
She darts a scathing gaze at the priest.
He wanted double the amount.
The priest glances briefly at the angry villagers. Then he replies in a firm voice.
It was a hard winter. And, with the increasing frequency of orc attacks, we must think of ourselves first and foremost. Even we cannot help everyone.
The bystanders mutter in agreement.
Podemos investigar este asunto si así lo deseas. Haz lo que consideres necesario. Tenemos cosas muy...
The accusations are serious, so let's get to the bottom of the matter to be completely sure.
We have no doubt that she did it.
The priest looks at the villagers standing around him, the lust for blood written in their faces.
On the other hand, before we do something we can't undo...
Dissatisfied murmuring grows, which the priest debates with mollifying gestures.
Search for your evidence. You there, lock this woman up in the guardhouse in the meantime.
The woman is taken into a squat building made of rough blocks of stone. The crowd slowly disbands. The priest is lost in thoughts, standing in front of the temple, as if he couldn't decide whether to go in or not.
I was wondering, what was here first, the temple or the village?
Ah, a keen eye. The temple is indeed much too big for such a small village. It was built on the foundations of an old stronghold when salt was found nearby. The village has grown over the years in the shadow of the temple. Good people live here, honest and pious children of Palandial.
He glances at the place where the woman was surrounded.
Why can't we just be left in peace?
Supposing Tavia really did steal the grain and supplies, but only to save her family, would you turn a blind eye?
Palandial teaches generosity, but that too must have its boundaries. We cannot help everyone. At some point there won't be enough for us.
So, if you had sold the grain, the people of Seaton would have starved?
Maybe not. Not yet. But if we always give everything we have away...
No one is saying always, and no one is saying everything.
The priest shrugs his shoulders apologetically. He doesn't wish to spoil things with his flock.
You nod goodbye, and the priest returns the gesture.
You enter the village's large storehouse. The ground floor of the two-story building is full of turnips, with large barrels and clay pots on the floor and on high shelves. Several villagers are carrying out stock-taking. They're being supervised by a weedy man who observes them with a grim expression and writes things on a wax tablet every now and then. Work is in full swing. The man with the wax tablet grumbles now and then in agreement when one of the peasants shouts out a number to him. It shouldn't take too much longer until they finish the inventory. There are sacks piled up on top of one another on the first floor. They are most likely filled with different kinds of grain and, judging by the omnipresent white dust, flour.
Está demasiado oscuro. Alguien puede encender un fuego. Investiga la esquina vacía con poca luz.
You look around for a portable source of light.
Can anyone see a candle or a torch? I need a light.
I wouldn't recommend that.
The Magister Technicus has followed you into the storehouse.
One spark could ignite the flour dust. We sometimes use the effect when we want to create huge balls of fire on the stage.
I think we could do without huge balls of fire in here.
You walk towards the only area in the storeroom where you can see the floorboards. You hesitate as your boots slip on the floor, as if you're walking on mud.
Tungdil?
The Magister Technicus carefully observes the roof beams above the empty corner. He grabs at a beam and crumbles something between his fingers. You can't make out what it is, so you copy him and feel damp, rotten wood. It's very easy to pull away small pieces.
What are you doing here?
The man with the wax tablet is standing on the stairs. He sounds half angry, half shocked.
No one is allowed in here.
Está prohibido entrar, ¿qué haces tú aquí? ¿Te has dado cuenta de que el techo tiene una bodega aquí?
The rain has gotten here. The roof and the floor are damp.
Those savages! It wasn't enough that they steal from us, they had to damage the roof too! That was probably where they got in.
The wood didn't start to rot yesterday, good man.
The steward's face turns bright red.
And you are the experts on such things, are you?
Assuming the roof here has been leaky for a long time, what would have happened to the grain in the sacks directly underneath? Wouldn't it have turned rotten?
The man wets his lips. His gaze darts around the room.
The roof was fine. I'll have it repaired. And now, get out of here!
The steward angrily blocks off all further attempts at talking to him, and even when you threaten him with Father Malin, it doesn't have the desired effect. The father trusts in him, he says, and he's always been a devout follower. The heavy door of the storehouse closes behind you, and you hear a bolt sliding into place from the inside. You enter the guardhouse, and before the guards know, Boindeel and Boendal have caught them up in a friendly conversation. Shielded from the view of the guards, you exchange a few words with the suspect without being disturbed.
¿Dónde está tu gente? ¿Dónde está el botín? ¿Por qué has vuelto a la ley? Busquemos en otro lado.
Where have you taken the grain and supplies?
I don't know anything about grain or supplies. Apart from the fact that we could do with both, I'm telling you, I am innocent!
Why did you come back to the village?
I wanted to negotiate with Father Malin for the grain. What else could I do? No sooner had I arrived than they surrounded me and accused me of robbery.
We won't let anyone do anything to you, but if we are going to help you, you will have to tell us the truth.
The woman looks you in the face, then her head sinks, and when she looks back up, she has tears in her eyes.
Please, I just want to go back to my family. I don't know what happened.
Tungdil.
You feel sympathy towards the woman. You raise your hand to silence Rodario and nod to the woman to continue talking.
We asked for grain and were full of hope when we saw the well-filled granary. We hadn't reckoned on the malice of the people here.
A slow, ironic clap sounds from behind you. Confused, you turn around to face Rodario.
Bravo, my dear, with tears and everything. Tough luck that a master of the art of acting is present. None of what she said corresponds with the truth, Tungdil. She is lying and trying to deceive us. Not completely talentless, for an amateur.
You expect the woman to deny everything, but when she overcomes her amazement, she spits in the actor's face.
And what if I am? I would do it all again. The people here have more than they need, and my people are starving. Is that fair?
Hija puta. Eso a los cojones, tronco. Has mentido y eso es lo peor que se puede hacer. Volviste después de robar el verano y las provisiones.
Spit it out. Where are the spoils and your people?
I'd rather die than tell you that.
The woman looks at you determinedly, and neither of you blink.
Why did you come back here after stealing the grain and supplies?
We didn't steal them. We paid for them. A reasonable price, just not to Father Malin.
You had help.
He promised us 3 dozen sacks of grain. When we opened the sacks in our hideout, we realized that most of the grain was rotten. He thought he'd get away with it.
The woman looks around wearily.
And by the looks of things, he has.
O sea que... Vamos a ver. Ha dicho antes que era mentira, que lo volvería a hacer. O sea que lo compró, le dieron el pocho y luego ha venido a robar, ¿no? O algo así. Creo que sé quién era tu cómplice. Así.
Morris the steward offered you the grain, didn't he?
What does that matter? I've no proof it was him. And even if I did, if I admit that we have the stuff, I'll be hanging from a tree by this evening and my children will starve. I beg you, let me go. We bought the grain and the supplies. Perhaps he wasn't allowed to sell it to us. But we paid. And with a little seed we can sow, at least some of us have a chance of surviving the year.
Hija de puta, o sea, el tío tenía prohibido venderlo y le dijo, no, te vendo esto, que está pocho. Se lo quita de encima, gana pasta. El caso que ha mentido, y eso es muy grave. Si no nos hubiera mentido sería más fácil tomar una decisión, efectivamente. Esa es la clave. Si devuelves el grano puede que el padre mayor muestre clemencia. No creo que debas estar encerrada.
You've stolen, no matter how you put it. But perhaps Father Malin will show clemency if you return the grain.
Clemency for me and a death sentence for my family. Never.
Pues entonces, aquí te quedas.
Disenchanted by the course the discussion has taken, you shake your head and leave the guardhouse. The priest is lost in thoughts, standing in front of the temple, as if he couldn't decide whether to go in or not.
The roof of the granary is leaky. We saw some rotten wooden planks.
Again? Morris only had the roof repaired last summer.
Did he? If he didn't, some of the grain would have got damp and rotten.
Out of the question. Morris would have reported that. He checks the grain once a month and there were no complaints.
The priest has absolutely no doubt in what he is saying, often a sign that someone hasn't thought things over.
Debemos irnos.
You nod goodbye, and the priest returns the gesture.
O sea que ya me tengo que ir sin arreglar nada.
The priest is lost in thoughts, standing in front of the... You nod...
Pues ya está. Sé quién es tu cómplice. Y ya está, y nos vamos. Entonces te quedas aquí. O sea, he dejado una encerrada ni... O sea, no he resuelto nada. O sea, pero ¿qué puta mierda es esta? O sea, no tiene puto sentido. No resuelto nada, tío. Increíble. Pues... voy por abajo aquí, ¿no? No, aquí es uno. No, es que aquí es para ir para allá. Es que esto se queda así, es que no tiene ni puto sentido. Voy a ir aquí a ver.
When you enter the strongly fortified mountain village, you see a large group of miners standing around a shaft in heated discussion.
I really saw them, I swear!
A young man in mining clothes defiantly stares at an older man who is a good head taller than him.
Even if you did, smashing the lift hoist, it would have been better to have not sent the cage down again until we cleared this thing up.
Is there a problem?
The older man, perhaps a foreman, is so angry that he hardly seems to have realized that he's talking to a dwarf.
Mika here says that he saw orcs in the mine, and he smashed the lift hoist to bits. The cage has crashed to the bottom of the shaft. How are we supposed to work now?
Creo que se está exagerando. Aunque hubiera orcos allí. Si de verdad había orcos en la mina, hizo lo correcto. Quizá podamos ayudarte con las operaciones.
I would say he did the right thing. If the orcs have managed to come up through the mine, then you all might be dead.
I heard they were just grunting. And the stench. It was unbearable. You should have been there. I just wanted to save the village.
The young man and the foreman look at each other in silence for a few seconds.
All right. Mika might not be the sharpest tool in the box, but the boy has guts. If he says there were orcs down there, then there were orcs down there. But the problem remains, we can't work without the lift.
Can we help you somehow?
Help? Well, we'll have to repair the hoist, and we need a new cage.
The foreman turns to a man next to him for answers. He's just as muscular, with dirty, calloused hands and an angular face.
It will take at least 2 weeks, but we don't need any help, unless you can speed up time.
I'll need 1 day. 2 at the most, if there are problems.
The foreman looks aghast at the Technicus, unsure whether he's joking or not.
1 day? Have you got any idea how...
Fergus is the most talented Magister Technicus in Girdlegard. And anyway, what have you got to lose? Let him help.
As long as he doesn't get in my way...
The worker shrugs his shoulders.
Why not?
Bien, entonces os ayudaremos, no queremos nada a cambio. Bien, entonces os ayudaremos a cambio de provisiones. Pues claro que quiero provisiones, cojones.
Good. Then we'll help you. But we would like provisions for it. 30 rations.
Sure. If you pull it off, the provisions are yours. You really trust in your skills, don't you? Mika, give him a hand.
Fergus immediately gets to work, examining the hoist. After a few moments, he sends Mika off with a list of tools and spare parts, and explains to you how to build the cage, while he takes care of the hoist's rustic mechanism. After half a day, the cage is operational again, but Fergus is still busy with the hoist. You just hear him muttering.
So far, there is no automatic brake in case the ropes snap, but it shouldn't be too hard to fit one.
Fergus decides to fit the automatic brake, but it takes more time than expected. Building the hoist from scratch would have been simple, but the upgrade turns out to be complicated. In the end, it takes 2 days until the lift is operational again. After the work is done, you report to the foreman.
You've kept your part of the deal, we'll keep ours. Take the provisions for your journey.
Recuerden si nos ocurre la mina, mira lo que ofrece el mercader. Lo que ofrece el mercader. Comida a saco, venga, comida.
You travel down into the mine in the repaired lift. Mika shows you the place where he saw the orcs, and you follow the winding gallery. After 1,000 paces, you stopped counting, and only after several hours do you reach an exit. There's a stench of tallow in the air. The tunnel leads directly into a huge orc camp, which blocks the pass into Snowdale Valley. If you attacked from here, you'd have the element of surprise on your side.
I could go and take a look and perhaps improve our chances for an attack.
You remember how the actor had transformed himself into Lot Yonin and Nudin in Mifidania. You certainly wouldn't bet against him being able to walk through the orc camp unnoticed.
I'll come with you. If I stay in the shadows, they won't see me.
The actor nods gratefully.
I'll come too. I also know how to keep myself hidden.
Nomura wants to object, but you are quicker.
Thank you, Geralda. 2 more eyes and ears would be helpful on such a mission.
Vamos a ver, no saldremos ahí adelante.
Listen, try to sabotage their defenses, and if you can safely take out a couple of guards, then do it. But don't take any big risks. Come back here if things get too hairy.
Nomura and Rodario rejoin you without any particular urgency. The infiltration was a complete success. No one detected the two of them.
Y ya está. No, eso ha sido para el campamento de orcos. Es que me la suda, ¿sabes? Voy a ir por arriba. Qué más largo, también te lo digo. ¿Y esto qué? No lo puedo...
You enter Seaton and take a look round. The priest is... You nod good...
O sea, no puedo hacer nada aquí, es que es absurdo. O sea, no tiene ningún puto sentido. Vamos a pasar por aquí por si podemos...
Your path leads... You enter the...
Espérate, que hay más cosas. Ahora con el grupo de humanos armados, ahora la barra y ahora con la...
Good day, gentlemen.
Get lost, Groundling.
Be quiet! The good dwarf may want to make use of our services, if you stop insulting him.
The mercenary immediately becomes sheepish and concentrates on his tankard of beer.
My name is Gurnham, the leader of this troop.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Gurnham. I am Tungdil Goldhand. I actually do wish to inquire after your services against an orc camp in the west.
The leader of the mercenaries looks at you, trying to size you up.
You and your companions look as though you know how to handle your weapons. Must be a damn big orc camp.
Otherwise, we wouldn't ask for your help. So, are you in?
Que no, coño.
Why not? 500 gold coins for me and 9 of my men, in advance.
You go back to the mercenaries. They look up briefly before turning back to their drinks.
So, have you made your decision, dwarf?
Uso de tus servicios. Aquí están los requisitos. Deja que Rodario negocie con los mercenarios. Deja que... Es que no quiero hacer eso. Voy a ir por arriba.
You nod at the mercenaries. You go to the...
No, tiene lo mismo.
You nod. Bavragor...
Ahí para arriba.
You discover some ancient ruins and an orc camp in a gorge. A small group of Bognalim is moving between tents, piles of rubbish and cages. In one of the cages, you think you can make out some movement.
Piensas que puedes hacer algún movimiento en una de las jaulas. Atacamos, hostias. Vamos a reventarles. A ver, un paso por ahí.
They're coming out the holes.
You there, my bag! Over there! Quick! You'll have to smoke them out!
¿Cómo? A ver, quiero este. Que tenía. Mirates a muchos, mirates a tacos. Y puñalada. Me veo algo con nivel 10. Y este tío era bueno. Esta parece una puta mierda. Eso. Este. Reducir el daño. Este. Punto de acción. Y la chica. Una salud 200. Luchar. ¿Eso es una bomba?
Yes?
What is it? At your service?
Grenades! Throw them into the holes. That'll
Too easy!
Another victory!
That's it?
Hostia, pero este tío tiene unas habilidades que yo no le he puesto.
What is it?
¿Qué está pasando, tío? Esto no funciona, tío.
Kill! Vile creature!
No funciona esto.
And again!
¿Qué pasa?
Vile creature! Kill! And again!
No me entero de nada.
Oh! Huh?
Tío, ¿por qué se quita el este, tío? Se buguea, tío, se buguea. Cada vez que hago algo se buguea. No va, no va, no puedo dar pausa, no puedo, está bugueado, tío. Está bugueado, pero totalmente.
Aye.
Vile creature!
No va.
Your comrade is
No funciona, no
at your
funciona.
service. I need help over here, quickly!
No va bien esto, tío. No funciona. No va, no puedo usar nada, no puedo moverme. ¿Pero qué es esta mierda, tío? O sea... No utilizo las cosas. No funciona. No puedo hacer nada.
I didn't hit you very hard.
Está bugueado, tío.
Pow! Another one bites the dust. Creature.
Kill.
What is it?
Está totalmente bugueado.
Disappointing.
Vile creature.
Yes, yes.
Too easy.
Your death is called Geralda.
I can't Another one bites the dust. Huh?
¿Pero por qué estoy utilizando ese, tío?
Yes.
No sé qué pasa.
Victory.
No va, no va.
Do that yet.
No va.
Please
va.
wait a moment.
No funciona.
I can't do that yet. Please wait a moment.
Yeah.
I
can't do that yet. Very hard. Too
No.
easy. What is it?
I could do with some help.
Kill. I didn't hit you very hard. Vile creature. Pow! Another one bites the dust.
Huh?
Ay, Dios mío. ¿Qué coño le pasa a este? Hombre, ahora va.
Please wait a moment.
I didn't hit you very hard.
And again.
Pow! Another one bites the dust.
Kill.
I didn't hit you very hard.
Te levantas, tío.
Too easy.
Madre mía.
At your
Está medio
service.
muerto.
What is it?
Ah, la otra está muerta ya.
And again.
I didn't hit you very hard. Vile creature.
Aye.
Huh?
And again.
Tío, es que me gustaría poder moverme y poder... Ahora parece que está funcionando. Aquí me coge la bomba y ya no puedo curarme.
Vile creature.
Oh.
Killed. Yes? It can't end like this.
Aye.
Qué bien. Aunque soy un orco.
At your service.
Haha.
Aye. Oh, your demise was inevitable.
Haha.
Aye.
Vaya tela. Una vez se me descubren. Yo sigo matando tantos. Se ha bugueado el puto combate. Tomar por culo. A la mierda. Cuevas de goblin incendiadas. Ah, que encima tengo que incendiar las cuevas. No tengo ni que matarlos. Otra. No veo más juegos. Ya están. Vaya tela. Estoy tirando bombas y no me reconocen.
Yaha! Even I am not that quick. Patience, I'll be ready soon.
Ya no está listo. Esto es lo más surrealista que he visto en mi vida. Me matan porque está todo bugueado y no funciona. Y ahora con este tío me convierto en orco, puedo tirar bombas infinitas sin que me hagan nada. Madre mía. Venga, fuera.
Even I am not that quick.
Bueno, más bombas.
At your service. Haha. Oh.
Juntaos ahí.
Yaha! Yaha!
Hostia, que me cargo eso.
Yaha! Haha! Aye? Your demise was inevitable. Well fought.
Hola, ya está. Un tío podía más que todo.
Very impressive, I must say. Let me out, my friends.
Vamos, la bugueada esa no me gustó nada. lanza un vial que libera una nube ácida. Causa daño a los enemigos y se queda flotando en el aire durante un breve tiempo. Nube ácida 2000. Narcótica que aturde a los enemigos. Pues sí, prefiero este. Esta. Para ver daños con ataques rápidos en todos los enemigos que la rodean. No vuelve a aparecer la que tiene anterior. Esta es la que tiene la otra. Este es un enemigo. Y este ya muchos. No me gusta mucho esto, pero... ¿Y este qué? Si no puedo elegir nada. Vaya puta timada que me han pegado en el combate este. Esto es uno de uno, luego además esto es una mierda, pero una mierda absoluta. Esto es uno de uno, pero si no tiene ningún objeto puesto. No entiendo nada, tío. Coge la bolsa.
Dried herbs.
Hierbas secas, ñau identificadas. Qué bien. Pero es que no entiendo nada. ¿Que esto es un poblado ahora o qué es esto? No sé ni... Ah, no, que estos son mis amigos, sí.
A pile of wood. Or is it actually a pyre?
Oh, thank you. Have you seen Helga? Helga? Helga! Where are you?
Hello? I am Tungdil Goldhand. These are my companions, Boindil, Boendal, Rodario, Fergus and Namora, Bavragor and Goimgar.
Have you seen Helga?
No, we haven't. If you don't mind me asking, what is your name?
Call me Ensign and drop the pleasantries.
Gracias por las granadas. ¿Quién sigue?
I wanted to thank you. Your grenades really helped us.
Grenades? Oh, yeah, no problem. I used them to break up boulders, but I ended up attracting these pests. Who was to know there are Bognelum around here? And as if that weren't bad enough, along came the orcs and took my ox skull. Gosh! And Helga, where is Helga?
If I may, who is this Helga?
Helga? Where?
I don't know. I just wanted to know.
Helga is my wife. Didn't I mention that? We came here together, but then the orcs came, and she was gone. Do you think she might have gone home? Helga!
You have a dark notion of what might have happened to Helga, but as you have no proof, you'd rather say nothing.
If you see her, you'll let me know, right?
What brings you to these parts, Ensign? It's not exactly the nicest of places.
Aren't you here for the festival? The unbelievable Wackenstein Festival. My wife and I desperately wanted to see it for ourselves. The blind guardian, the statue over there, is the key. He calls people from far and wide to the festival. I finally found some information in the archives of the Runciensis as to how the guardian is activated.
So what have you found out about the festival, Ensign?
You see that statue? That's the blind guardian. You could call him the patron saint of Wackenstein. They say that when the festival begins, then the revellers heed his call from all corners of the earth. According to my research, we need 3 things to start the festival. A burning ox skull, the fire-eater bell, and vervain. I actually had it all, but, well, then the orcs came.
La campana como fuegos. ¿Dónde vamos a encontrar?
Where will we find the fire-eater bell, and what kind of a name is that anyway?
Varenciensis. I tracked you down to a collector who lives outside the city in an estate on the south wall. According to the legend, the bell was mounted in a black tower. The tower caught fire. The bell fell down and smothered the source of the fire. Now, I'm sure you can work out the rest. The ringing of the bell opens the way for the blazing fire in our souls. At least that's what is written.
Virenciensis. So what are we waiting for? We'll visit the collector and...
It would be best if you went without me. I have some things to prepare here.
To begin the festival, we need the ox skull, the fire-eater bell, and the vervain, right?
Exactly. Then we need to set the skull on fire, ring the bell, and burn the herbs. And then it happens.
You're quite sure you're wasting your time? A huge festival in the middle of nowhere? But you pin your hopes on there being a spark of truth in every story, and that somehow a path will open up through the mountains when you carry out the old ritual.
Do you know anything about...
Secret passage? No, can't say I do. But they say that when the blind guardian awakened...
See you later.
Let me know.
Shorty.
A man called Henson.
Henson? The vagabond that broke into our house? Now he's sending groundlings to assassinate us and steal our belongings. What did he tell you? That we have gold, jewels?
No. Henson is our adversary. We want to snatch the bell away from under his nose.
The woman's eyes pierce through you. You manage with great effort to resist her gaze.
I'd like to get that ugly thing out of the house. All right then. I'll sell you the bell for 500 gold pieces.
That really is too expensive. Perhaps we can...
Before you know it, the door is slammed shut in your face. You go back to the rest of the group.
Doesn't look like it went too well. Maybe I should try my luck, Tungdil. I can be very persuasive.
Rodario follows the hydrangea-lined path to the door in elegant strides. He knocks on the door energetically, and a little later the door is opened by a red-headed woman. When she sees Rodario, her expression lightens. She opens the door fully and takes a tentative step forward.
What can I do for you? Are you a singer? An actor? Or a lute player?
The name is Rodario Fairmaid. Gifted showman, mime and dramatist. At your service.
Rodario elegantly pulls the hat from his head and bows before her.
¿Qué hibiscos tan maravillosos tienes? ¿Qué hortensias tan maravillosos tienes? Me se ha dicho que eran hortensias, pues diré hortensias, ¿no?
Your wonderful hydrangeas really caught my attention. You have exquisite taste.
The woman's greenish-blue eyes sparkle at his charm, and Rodario can't deny himself a smile, confident of victory.
Oh, you are a real charmer, Mr. Rodario. I'm sure you flatter all the ladies like this, don't you?
Oh no, by no means, my love. I just can't avoid it when I see beauty such as yours.
Oh, don't play with my feelings, Mr. Rodario. You probably haven't even noticed the color of my eyes.
She playfully turns her head away to hide her face.
Verdes, ¿no? Azul verdoso.
I will never be able to forget your greenish-blue eyes as long as I live.
A smile follows, then a glance from those eyes, which are indeed a greenish-blue.
It would seem to me you have a skilled tongue and a love of details.
Anyone who does not notice your beauty must be walking through life with eyes closed. In terms of my tongue...
Oh, Mr. Rodario. How about a private presentation of your skills?
Rodario lays an experienced hand around the woman's waist and disappears into the house with her.
At your service, my dear.
After an hour, Rodario comes out of the house with a broad grin on his face and the bell in a bag.
The bell, as ordered. Apart from the esteemed Nomura, no woman has ever resisted my sweet words, not to mention my hands when...
All right, all right.
You feel your cheeks turning red as you imagine what Rodario has just done.
Se le ha dicho cuatro tontas. Tiene los ojos verdes. Qué bonitas hortensias. Qué bonitos ojos verdes. Ya está. Menuda labia. Cago en Dios. Vamos para abajo otra vez. Se me acaba la comida ya. Y esto que no lo he podido hacer. No tiene ningún punto.
The old ruins of Wackenstein appear.
Entramos aquí y fuera.
Henson,
Have you found...
Henson.
What, steal? No, I wanted to borrow.
See you later.
Let me know.
Fits like a glove.
Pero bueno, te he dicho que eches las hierbas, cabrón, no que las quemes.
Something's not quite right.
Claro, que no va bien. Es que no has hecho lo que tenías que hacer. Joder, la gran puta.
Henson.
Have you found...
To begin the festival.
Exactly. Then we need to set the
El
school on
cráneo,
fire.
prender la campana y
Ring the
quemar el-
bell.
You're
To begin.
quite.
See you later.
Let me know.
He dicho que dejes la hierba, no que las quemes. Colocas esto.
All right.
Prende fuego. Le toco la campana. Y quemo la hierba.
Loud and powerful music follows the fog and the figures, crushing over your head in roaring waves. The force of the music clouds your senses, and it seems as if the statue of the blind guardian rises from his throne. You want to draw your companion's attention to it, but then you suddenly realize that you have a tankard of ale in your hand. You instinctively try it, and are happy to note that you haven't drunk such good ale since Ogre's death. The night becomes a colourful whirl of ale, music, dance and ecstasy. You can no longer remember why you're here or who you're celebrating with. For a few hours you forget what was and what is to come. You are completely in the here and now. You wake up the next morning. You're lying on your back and staring into a sky that is much too bright. You turn onto your side with difficulty and see your companions all around you, but no one else. The remains of a wild party, campfires, tents, and ale tankards are still there, but the magic has gone. You stand up, muttering curses, and try to suppress the taste in your mouth and the pain in your head. To your great surprise, you see that the stony figure of the blind guardian has revealed a tunnel that leads into the rock of the mountain.
If we go on now, we probably can't come back. The mechanism looks like it will close the pass behind us. We should be sure that we have done all we need to.
Y nos preparamos algo más. No te voy a preparar. adentro. Quedan 2 días de comida. Estoy en la puta mierda.